we are going to discuss the anomalies in ionization energy. There are certain cases where the value of ionization energy shows some discrepancies. Let us look into that. The first case is higher ionization value for half-filled and fully filled electronic configuration. For example, in the case of nitrogen and oxygen, they are belongs to the second period, but uh, when moving from left to right of a period, nitrogen is the first and oxygen is the second atom. So ionization energy is expected. In general trend, ionization energy should be increased for oxygen, but actually ionization energy of oxygen is less than that of nitrogen. Why? The experimental value I have written here, nitrogen is 14.53 electron volt, whereas the ionization energy of oxygen is 13.61. Nitrogen is very higher. The reason is that we have to first write the electronic configuration. Here, for the case of nitrogen, 2s2 2p3. The second shell, 2s2 2p3, the p orbital, just see that S subshell is fully filled and the p subshell is half filled. The stability of a fully filled subshell and a half filled subshell in a shell is very higher than that of a fully filled with the incompletely filled subshell. So stability of nitrogen is very high than that of oxygen. Hence, the amount of energy, ionization energy required to remove an electron from a fully filled, half filled, stable electronic configuration is always higher than that of oxygen. Okay, so I, let's consider the next example, manganese and chromium. We know that manganese is the atomic number is 25, chromium is 24. Both are belongs to the d orbital transition material. See the electronic configuration of manganese here. Argon is the noble gas, which is a core electronic configuration, and the outermost electronic configuration is 3d5 and 4s2, one fully filled and one half filled in the case of manganese. Whereas in the case of chromium, one half filled, again one half filled. Both the outermost electronic configuration, both are half filled. Whereas in the case of manganese, one is half filled, one is fully filled. So manganese, the amount of energy required to remove an electron from manganese is very higher than that of chromium. That's the reason why the ionization energy of manganese is 7.43 when compared with ionization energy of chromium 6.76. Because you know that in D block, chromium is here, manganese is here. This is the manganese. Moving from left to right of a D block, ionization is expected to be increased, but this is not the case in the case of here. Okay, this is the anomaly. So manganese is always greater than chromium. Similarly, in the same period, copper is there, zinc is there. In the 3D 3D block elements, copper is there, zinc is there. Zinc is having atomic number 30, copper is having 29. See the electronic configuration. Zinc is possessed with a completely filled D subshell and a completely filled S subshell. So both are fully filled. Whereas in the case of copper, only completely filled D subshell and half filled S subshell. So we can confirm that ionization energy of zinc is always greater because both the outermost electronic configuration is fully filled, whereas in the case of copper, only one is fully filled, another is half filled. That's the reason why the ionization potential or ionization energy of zinc is 9.39 when compared with the copper, which is only 7.72. So you should write these values for your understanding. So zinc is always greater in ionization energy than copper. Now, all this we have explained in the case of a period, right? Nitrogen and oxygen in the same period, manganese and chromium, copper and zinc is in the same period, the 3D block elements. But when we goes to nickel and palladium is belongs to a group, that is a nickel group. Nickel, palladium, and platinum is a group, right? This is a group. So as per the trend in a group, when we moving across a period, ionization energy increases, down the period ionization energy decreases because of increasing atomic radii. From left to right, increasing nuclear charge, ionization energy increases. Down the group, increasing radii, ionization energy decreases. But in this case, nickel is always less in ionization energy than palladium. You know the reason? You will get such this kind of questions in entrance. So you can see that the ionization energy of nickel is 7.63 electron volt, whereas palladium is 8.33. What is the reason? What's the reason behind this anomaly? So the reason is that nickel, the electronic configuration is 3d8 and 4s2. Only one fully filled SO subshell and incompletely filled 3d subshell, D8 and 4s2. Whereas in the case of palladium, you can see that one fully filled d subshell and S orbital is also there. An incomplete field means empty S orbital is there. A fully filled d orbital is always being more stable than that of nickel. In addition to that, remember the screening effect. The screening effect phenomenon. In the case of 4d orbital, due to the poor shielding effect of d subshell, because d subshell is having a flower-like shape. This is 4d. See, this is the nuclear. This is 4d, and this is 5s. Due to the poor shielding effect of 4d orbital, the nuclear charge will attract the 5s electrons towards itself. As a result of that, the 2 electrons in the 5s will jump to d orbital. So, which will move towards the d orbital. That's the reason why the electronic configuration of palladium is 4d10 5s0, not 4d8 5s2. This is wrong. The reason is that the poor shielding effect of d orbital, the s electrons will be closer to the nucleus due to the higher nuclear charge. The ionization energy of palladium will be more. That's the reason why 8.33 electron volt for palladium, and for nickel it is 7.63. So you should remember this case. So the second anomaly is low ionization energy. The amount of ionization energy is very low, where an electron removal resulted in a half-filled or fully filled electronic configuration. Which means we will explain with the support of an example, oxygen and sulfur. In the case of oxygen, you know that the electronic configuration is 2s2 and 2p4, right? So removal of one electron will result in the generation of a half-filled configuration. So oxygen will have very low ionization energy because the removal of one electron will give 1 plus 2s2 2p3, more stable structure. So ionization energy of the first ionization energy of oxygen is very small. Similarly, in the case of sulfur also, 1s2 2s2 2p6 3s2 3p4. The valence electronic configuration is 3s2 3p4. Removal of one electron will result in 3p3, right? So sulfur is also attained stability through half-filled valence electronic configuration by the removal of one electron. So ionization energy for those cases where electron removal resulted in half-filled or fully filled electronic configuration resulted in very low ionization energy. The third anomaly is ionization energy of noble gases are always higher. See, this is the ionization energy value of a noble gas. Helium is the highest among the elements, 24.58 electron volt, and neon is 21.56 electron volt, argon is 15.75, xenon is 40. Down the group, ionization energy is always been decreases because the factor of addition of new shells and the increase in the size of atom, ionization energy decreases. But among all the elements or among all the groups in periodic table, noble gases possess very high ionization energy, and helium, you should remember the point, helium possesses very high ionization energy among the elements in the periodic table. That's the aluminum. Okay, and the fourth one, ionization energy trend in D and F block element is always gradual and than S and P block elements. What does it mean? Because whether in a period of D block elements, the ionization energy increases is very gradual. It's not according to the general trend of metal to non-metal type. But in the case of transition metal or in the case of lanthanides, the decreasing ionization energy is very gradual. Okay, almost equal in size, almost equal in range. This is because of the poor shielding effect. The poor shielding effect of D and F subshells. And we have already known that lanthanide contraction and actinide contraction are the one of the very important anomalies of ionization energy due to the poor shielding effect of or screening effect of F subshell. The nuclear charge increases and which will pull the outermost electrons towards itself. And in addition to that, the penetrating power of S electrons due to its spherical symmetrical shape, the S electrons are more close to the vicinity of nucleus. All these factors comprise the fact ionization energy increases due to the reduction in the atomic radii. So these are the points. That's the reason why ionization energy trend in D and F block elements is very gradual than that of S and P block elements. And the fifth case is very important. What is the reason? So from moving from one period to the next period, in the beginning, the ionization energy become very less. So it is evident. It is evident that ionization energy increases through a period. Ionization energy increases from left to right, and down it is ionization energy decreases, right? Okay. So if it is a metal, say lithium, here it is helium and neon is there. The ionization energy of lithium is very less and which get increases up to fluorine, and neon is having very high ionization energy 21.56, whereas lithium is having 5.39. Okay. From neon to when we move from neon to next one, the sodium, or neon to potassium, the ionics neon to sodium, neon is having 21.56 electron volt, sodium is having 5.14. Why the sudden decrease? This is because of the fact, because of the addition of S electron. It is easy to remove. It is easy to remove the half filled S electron, the initially filled S electrons. It is very easy, which is it's a consistent fact that moving from helium to lithium, helium is 24.56. The second period lithium, the starting element is lithium 5.39 electron volt. The ending is neon 21.56 electron volt. When from the second period to third period start sodium, it is 5.14. Ends in argon, which is having highest electron ionization 15.75. Then we move on to the third period potassium, where it is ionization 4.34. So in every cases, from the starting of a period, ionization energy become very less. This is the fact that removal of an S electron is very easy. That's the reason why metals are arranged in the first group. That's the reason why metals are arranged in the left hand side of the periodic table. And due to this fact, due to the lower ionization energy of S electron by the removal of S electron, metals are very active and are metallic character. So metallic character is very high in the left hand side of the period, and which get decreases across the period. Okay, so ionization energy for metals is very less because of their reactivity, and that's the reason why in the beginning of period ionization energy is always less.